Coxie. Do we get Papley back this week?
Yeah, he'll play. Yeah, Tom will play, which is great. He got through training last night, pulled up well this morning. So expect him to be back, which is good.
How good is it to have, I guess, a little five-starter out there for you in a massive derby?
Yeah, he's really important for our footy club. Certainly not only what he does from the football point of view, but the energy he provides our team. He does a little bit differently than most other players, and he's going to have to do it tomorrow night against a very, very good football team.
In terms of the balance of the forward line, obviously you've got Hayden and Jack that will probably be leading the line, but to have Papley there as that other option with the likes of Will, it just gives you a bit more balance and different ways to score, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and that's one thing you want to always have is multiple avenues to goal, and Tom provides that. They've also got a really, really strong back line. I think what they've done, the restricting scores per inside 50 and the ability to be able to do that is as high as anyone in the competition. So, yeah, we need everyone playing their roles ahead of the ball. We need to play to the system that we've planned to go in with and hopefully execute that.
Does Tom have some pent-up frustration to unleash given his sort of stop-start season?
No, I don't think so. I think he'll just play the way he always does. He'll play what's in front of him, do whatever he can to make the team a better team.
5 wins from 5 derbies. How much does this team pride that record of late in the crosstown match? Obviously the Giants, as we know, have been a very good team over a number of years, but to have that sort of record over them must be something, as a team, you go, okay, that's something we want to try and continue.
Yeah, I think, one thing the players really enjoy about this battle is they're a really good football team. And they always want to test themselves against some of the best teams in the competition, and the Giants are that. So I think that's what gets them up. Obviously the battle of playing a team in your own state adds a little bit of fire and spice to it. But our players are well aware of how the Giants are going and what we need to do to try and beat them.
What's different about these rivalry games from your experience? Have you played in a lot of them over West?
I think certainly the dialogue that happens throughout the week. When you're always playing crosstown rivals, the difference between supporters and the dynamic of that. I think once the ball's bounced, everything's still exactly the same. But it's the lead-in that gets everyone. You have more stuff you have to do with the crosstown rivals, and our players have done that as well this week.
But, obviously Isaac Heaney was a star on the weekend. Yep. Talk us through the coach's box when you're deciding how much time does he spend forward, how much time does he mid? Have you got your forward coach demanding him to get up there? Is there a bit of a debate going on in the box?
There's always a debate. And the thing with when you've got players that can excel in multiple positions is where do you need them at that particular time? What does the team need? And that's the thing that Isaac provides us is his ability around the ball is really important, but also if we can't connect centre forward or we've got a lot of opportunities going inside 50 and can't convert, maybe you play Isaac there then. It's you don't want to put Isaac where the ball's not, or what he needs to do for the footy team. So it's always a constant debate. He's been in unbelievable form. He prepares really well. He's a huge talent, but he just works so hard. So wherever he is, he's going to give it his all.
With those decisions.
Does he have sort of a licence to make that call himself, or does it need to come from the box?
No, he's an experienced player. And that's one thing we want our players to do is to assess what's happening in the game and where people are needed. And as long as those players are connected with their teammates, they can understand what's needed at what time and who I can do those deals with.
Were those decisions around his game time and Brodie's game time on the weekend with a view to them probably playing maximum minutes where possible tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think we needed to, when we're in a position that, the last 5, 6, 7 minutes, to be able to, we're in our second 6-day break. So we wanted to make sure that, the players love short breaks, but we wanted to keep them as fresh as possible as well. So there's always a chance when someone's out in the football field, something can happen. So I wanted to remove that chance.
Just on some of the other guys on that injury list at the moment, obviously Tommy McCartan, you guys have taken a cautious approach and given him at least another week. How has he been tracking through those protocols at the moment?
He's been really good. He was in our team meeting this morning. He's been doing his activities and going through the protocols of what will get him back to full training and then play. So, just the 12 days got really tight. That was right on the limit. Obviously a Sunday nor a Friday night game. So we need to make sure that, he had as much time as he possibly could, but everything he's done so far, he's passed really well.
Is it less than day-to-day, what you were saying last week, and more hopeful he will be back for that Essendon game next Saturday here, or is it still, okay, we just got to see how he goes?
We probably see how he goes until he fully trains. But we'll go through the process to get him to fully train, and then that'll determine when and how quickly he can come back. But we are hopeful for Essendon.
And we just saw Logan McDonald, in terms of the time frame, took a big jump up in terms of, I think it was that 5-6 weeks, and then this week he's 1 to 2 weeks. What sort of steps has he taken, and how close is he to a return, probably at least through the VFL?
Yeah, hopefully he can do a big session Saturday morning and make himself available maybe for the Essendon VFL game, or certainly the one after. So, he's had a horrendous year. He's unfortunately been dealing with a number of things that he's worked his way through now, and he's almost at the end of the tunnel where he can actually have a crack at it.
The Giants have also got some massive wins in Hogan, Kelly,
Yeah.
Taylor. Do you relish knowing that you'll see a full strength Giants on Friday night?
Yeah, that's what we expect. I think they've won 5 in a row. They're bringing those really experienced players back into the team on their home ground. Yeah, we expect a very fierce encounter. The players are certainly aware of that. They're prepared for it, and we have to deliver on that.
Is this an 8-pointer as far as sort of how the ladder's potentially going to shape up for you guys in finals? You don't have too many opportunities to take points off the teams above you.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really. We haven't spoken about it, the dynamic in that sense. It's about, we just need to keep winning. That's all we focus on, making sure we prepare as well as we can for the upcoming team. We've done that this week, and we need to deliver on that. So, we're definitely not in a position to look too far ahead.
This ruck battle, you got Briggs, who looks like he's in a bit of form. Grundy's the same. What do you make of this?
Oh, a huge battle. I think as well to get some ascendancy in the ball in your front half. That's something that these guys have done really well. Brodie's been in great form, but yeah, you're up against a team with Briggs in great form, and also Tom Green has 16 clearances himself last week. The ability for them to generate ball is really high. So it always is a really good battle, and at times can dictate win-loss results, and it won't be any different Friday night.
Will you tag Tom Green, do you think?
We'll spend some time knowing what his strengths are. We certainly have to do that. I think the damaging player that he can provide opportunities for that team, and headaches for the opposition is really important. So they've got a number of players that do that. Yeah, they're a very good footy team.
Why do you think you guys have been able to get on this run against the Giants in particular these last couple of years? I think they're coming off 5 wins in a row. I think you guys have 5 wins in the derby over a couple of years. Yeah,
I think most of those games have been really tight, and probably maximising the opportunities that you have had. Like I think when we played them here at the start of the year, we kicked 5 goals early, and then from there it was probably just ebbed and flowed all the way through. So it's about when you get the opportunity to take that momentum, you have to take it, and at times we've done it, and when they come back, to be able to really halt it as quickly as you can. That's probably been the key. They can score very quickly. We know the tempo that they like to play at, so you've got to try and mitigate and stop that as early as you can.
There's been more reports this week of Victorian key forward maybe wanting to express a desire to move up here in Charlie Curnow. Obviously, I feel like we could script your response given we've asked you similar questions about Joe and Jamara this year, but do you have any comment on those reports at the moment?
Nah, they're just reports of mine. I think, Charlie's contracted for a number of years, and yeah, he's a Carlton player at the minute. I haven't spoken to him, so from there we just go about what we've got to focus on.
And just obviously a disappointing week with the whole Riak Andrew case. Clearly the 5-match suspension that was confirmed yesterday. I guess just your general thoughts on that, and I guess how disappointing it was as a coach. Yeah,
very disappointing. Yeah, and I think one thing we certainly have to realise is, it's remarks certainly we don't condone, but on top of that, he is a young footballer, a young man who, will take the consequence, learn as much as he possibly can from it. We'll support him and put him through all those things so it doesn't happen again. I think that's, when you talk about an 18-year-old, you're trying to get through situations as easily as you possibly can, knowing that they did the wrong thing. So that's the way we've treated it. and we'll support him, but understand that remarks like that aren't a part of this game or society in general.
Just a quick one on Papley again. Does the fact that it's do or die now, does that make you not rush him back in particular, but
No,
get him up?
no. We wouldn't play him if he wasn't ready. That's one thing we've known. He's ticked off all the training stuff, all his speed, repeat speed. So if he wasn't anywhere near that, he wouldn't play.
Are you expecting them to send someone to Isaac for the whole game? I'm not sure if North tried or whatever they tried didn't work against him, obviously, last week, but I'd imagine that would be in their plans.
Yeah, not sure. I think we always expect players, especially when you have Bedford and the like, that have gone to players in the past. We plan for that. Not sure what they'll do, but if they do that, we've got a couple of things that we need to turn to address that and try and help our players out as much as possible.